Go. Check 1 2 1 2 or 3 or 4. Check a 1 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, what up, y'all? This your boy LC the One, baby. LC the One to be exact. That is, aka Illmatic 124, and not the mother sucking gang numbers, man. But my actual jersey number I wore when I was in high school, and my warm up jersey is right here on the back of my mother sucking chair. Hey, what's up to my LC Nation, my LC gang gang, my LC crew? Hey, what's going on out there in the land where y'all living? You did, but hey, man, we back with another podcast, man. Another epic podcast. You dig what I'm talking about, man? And it don't get no epic than what I'm about to talk about today, man. And this is a very sensitive topic, subject, and everything, if I could say it in that regards, because what we have been witnessing in the news for the last 48 hours has been horrifying. Okay, let me tip the TV for y'all, man. It has been horrifying, and I'm surprised it haven't spread throughout the country yet, but I'm pretty sure it will be coming shortly to neighborhoods near you. Okay, people already expressing they concerns and showing, you know, their their frustrations. Okay, um, in regards to George Floyd, the person that was assassinated by the Minneapolis Police Department. Um, I think it was May 24th, 2020. Okay, now a lot of information has been coming out about George Floyd, and then also about the officer in question who detained the suspect and applied the deadly force, which took the man's life, took George Floyd's life. Okay, so what we know, I'm finna get y'all caught up to speed. If y'all don't, I told y'all I was finna come and I was gonna bust some heads for y'all, right? I'm here. Okay, I told y'all I was coming. I ain't gonna let you down. I told y'all I was coming. You dig? Now listen. I'm trying to get this chat thing right so I can see y'all in the chat, man. They playing with us today, and all my systems ain't go, but we still gonna get this broadcast in. You better know that's Trill in the game. You know what I'm saying, man? But what we know now is that Mr. Floyd supposedly went into an establishment, and they said he had $100 check. Okay, they said he had $100 check, and he was trying to force this check to buy some items. Okay, and when he did that, he was already intoxicated when he went into this establishment. When he did that, the local authorities were called out to this business for a criminal act in progress. So when they got there, there was 4 officers who apprehended the suspect, Mr. George Floyd, and I can't get my chat up for y'all, so we won't be able to chat. Matter of fact, I could put it up here. I probably can see your chats right here on this one here. Okay, so if y'all want to say something, man, go ahead and get your spill in before we watch the video and stuff. But I'm just getting y'all caught up to speed on the facts of this case, because it is a case now, and it's going to be a big case, as well as the other young brother that was killed down in Alabama. So I'm finna give y'all the meat of what is taking place now, and what has happened up until this point. Okay, so first and foremost, like I'm telling y'all, Mr. Floyd was apprehended by the Minneapolis Police Department. It was 4 officers who apprehended this suspect and detained him apparently for trying to forge a $100 check to buy some items at a pawn shop. All right. While they was apprehending Mr. Floyd, uh, he was apparently about to leave the scene. So they detained Mr. Floyd and they walked Mr. Floyd away from his vehicle past surveillance video. Now body cam footage is starting to come out. Okay, so it's showing a little bit more about what happened in the incident. And I looked at a few clips of the body cam because there were more officers present, but the 4 officers that was in question, they apprehended the suspect because the officer that was applying the deadly force, he was not the only person that was trying to, you could say subdue this person. It was 2 other officers. Both of them was trying to hold the man's legs down. All right, so the officer that was in question, he did a non-tactical move on Mr. Floyd. This is a grapple move that UFC martial arts fighters use in submission as submission tactics to get their opponents to tap out. Okay, there's a lot of different type of submission moves that they use to cut off the breathing to get their opponent to tap out. That's the whole point. Now, Mr. Floyd was already tapping out because he was letting the officer know he couldn't breathe. Now, they saying this tactic that the officer used was very illegal. Okay, it's not a practice that in the procedure that police officers, they train to do in the academy. Okay, because there was a young man on the scene, and he was addressing that. He was letting the officer know that what he was doing was unethical. Okay. All right. Now, as these 3 officers were detaining Mr. Floyd, there was another officer that was on the scene. His job was to keep the crowd control down. Make sure the crowd didn't get involved in this crime scene. Okay. But there was other officers present as well, but they was off, and you couldn't see them, so they was handling the crowd as they started to build up. Now, after Mr. Floyd passed out, because he passed out first, but the officer still had this grapple type of submission type move on Mr. Floyd, where he was cutting off all oxygen to his brain. All right, so there was no blood flowing at all. He was cutting the oxygen off. You could see his face was getting pale. When the EMS arrived on the scene, they had an examiner there. So he came and he checked the suspect's pulse, and he walked away from the scene because he was already basically pronounced dead at the scene. So if you looked at the tape, the live footage of how they handled him, how they moved him, they handled his neck like they didn't put him like in a brace or anything. They just flipped him over on the gurney, okay, And they handle, you don't supposed to handle a person's neck like that, okay? Even when you're dealing with CPR or things like that, you don't handle a person's neck like that after, his injury, because he was injured at that point and he was already passed out, but the officer kept the pressure on his neck where it cut off all the oxygen and the flow of his blood to the brain and all that. So he was dead right there. You could see how limber he was as they was turning him over. All right. So once they put him in a gurney, they hurried up and got him into the EMS, the ambulance, because he was already dead. And as you notice, the officer that's in question, he tried to consult with the low-ranking officer, because they was all on video, and the officer that was handling the crowd, he did a good job. Okay, that was his job. He did a good job with the crowd control, so he shouldn't be liable for anything. And I think he did keep his job. But the other 3 officers that was in question, I heard all 3 of those officers were fired, terminated from their positions. And there's more information coming out about the officer that's in question. They're saying, he was let go as well. However, he's under protective custody, and they said it's about 200 officers guarding his house because he's still in Minneapolis. Some of us saying they need to take him out of that situation and let the FBI get involved. But there is no case for the FBI because, we clearly saying what happened. Everybody's saying what happened. All right. And this just to get y'all caught up to speed on some of the facts. All right. And they were saying Mr. Floyd was poor, but he wasn't poor. He actually was doing a lot of great things in the community. This man was a rapper. He was rapping. He did a lot of stuff with DJ Screw. Like I said, he's from Houston, Texas, as well as Steven Jackson. We're about to get to Steven Jackson in a minute. I got some live actuality for y'all because that's one of his friends that childhood friends he grew up with, and he was expressing his thoughts today on the Breakfast Club. He had an exclusive interview with DJ Envy, and he was just breaking down the facts and trying to get the slander off his friend because they trying to defamate him in the public, in the media. All right, but it's a lot of stuff about Mr. Floyd. A lot of more things I'm gonna tell y'all about Mr. Floyd. There's more stuff comes out, but like I said, the little I can tell y'all, he was a rapper. He's a philanthropist. He was doing a lot of stuff in the community. He was a good man. He wasn't poor, so y'all keep that in mind. That's the number one issue I want y'all to ponder about. He wasn't poor. The man had money. His family had money. His constituent, his childhood best friend had money. He was always around. And we're about to hear some truth from his friend now, Steven Jackson. So like I said, they saying a lot of things in the public. Steven Jackson came on live today on the Breakfast Club. We're about to watch that. And he about to give y'all the truths about his friend, because now they slandering his friend in the public. And he was nowhere near poor. Like I said, George Floyd was a rapper. He was doing a lot of stuff. And he had worked with DJ Screw. Him and Steven Jackson, they from Houston, Texas. Y'all know Steven Jackson. He was a NBA legend. Okay, he's a former NBA legend, a champion. Okay, he's an analyst now on ESPN. So we finna hear from his mouth because they slandering his friend in the public, and he's acting as a spokesperson right now on behalf of the family because they can't speak to a mass audience like he can. So we're about to hear what Mr. Jackson got to say. My homie, my big bro, you dig what I'm talking about? Stacks Jack. If y'all ain't never heard none of his mixtapes, he may still have his mixtapes on livemixtape.com, or I think it was on datpiff.com. But Steven Jackson is also a rapper too. His friends, George Floyd, as y'all didn't know, y'all know now. Y'all heard it from me. Cause I told y'all I'm gonna give y'all the 411, the real scoop. I'm gonna give y'all the news for real, all the stuff that they don't. Cause I'm your hood anchor. I'm LC the one, LC the one to be exact. That is okay. And I'm gonna give y'all the real, man. He was a rapper. That's all. That's the first thing I'm gonna let y'all know because they slander his name and saying he was poor. No, he wasn't nowhere near poor. He was a philanthropist. Okay, so we finna get to the live actuality. All right, while we breaking down the BS, and we're about to listen to Stacks Jacks. Okay, Stacks Jacks. That's none other than Steven Jackson was live on the Breakfast Club. So let's go right into Stacks Jacks interview on the Breakfast Club, and we're about to listen to what Stacks Jacks had to say about his friend. So he finna clear up the airways about all this speculation about what what they saying in the media about Mr. Floyd. Okay, he finna clear that all up right now in this interview with DJ Envy. So we finna go right into that, and we're gonna end the podcast on that. But I'm coming back. Y'all know I'm coming. I did the same thing with Kobe Bryant. Okay, and I'm still ain't done with that case, and I'm still analyzing that, and I got some more info for y'all about the Kobe Bryant case because it's far from over. It's far from over because that was manslaughter. Okay, so um, we finna get right into this interview. So y'all ready? Without further ado, let's go right into Stats Jacks talking about Mr. Floyd on the Breakfast Club. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna let the ad clear up first, and then we're gonna listen to DJ Envy break it down like a hot fact with Stacks Jacks. I made it rhyme. You did. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my chat, so I can't really see nobody. If they y'all chatting, y'all can. I got the chat on right here on this cam right here. So if y'all want to holler at me and get your 2 cents in about this situation, because we about to go there. Oh yeah, we about to go there. I'm the big homie. LC the one to be exact. That is. You digging everything in the game. They got a lot of ads, so we're gonna let all that stuff play through. Well, this one right here is 3 minutes long. So we're about to skip that one, and we're about to go right into this interview with Stacks Jacks on the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy. So y'all ready? Let's get it. Let's go. No, that's trilling the game with these
Hey
wireframes.
everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special
What's
guest
up,
on the
DJ
line
Envy?
right now. Steven Jackson, welcome, sir.
Oh, my brother, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. I've seen you on so many different occasions, man. And I just want to say thank you for checking in. And I know it's a hard time right now. And for people that don't know,
Right?
George Floyd, who was killed a couple of days ago, was a personal friend of yours. So just tell people, how you knew George and what type of person he was for the people that don't know.
But and when you come from the upbringing and the
Listen,
surroundings we come from,
listen.
the difference between a lot of you and your friends is the opportunities we get. Floyd was just as talented. The difference between a lot of you and your friends is the opportunities we get.
Okay,
Wake that ass up.
that was my bad right there.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line right now. Steven Jackson, welcome, sir.
Oh, my brother, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. I've seen you on so many different occasions, man. And I just want to say thank you for checking in. And I know it's a hard time right now. And for people that don't know, George Floyd, who was killed a couple of days ago, was a personal friend of yours. So just tell people, how you knew George and what type of person he was for the people that don't know.
But and when you come from the upbringing and the surroundings we come from,
Listen
The
up.
difference between a lot of you and your friends is the opportunities we get. Floyd was just as talented as I was. He just didn't have the opportunities I got. He was better. He was a double. He played two sports, football and basketball. And we met. Floyd is like 5 years older than me. We met in my 10th, 11th grade year in high school. And I was really in the streets, and Floyd was really in the streets, and that's how we met. My friend Tello told me, man, Jack, I'm bringing my homeboy over here, and y'all look just like y'all might have the same daddy. I'm like, yeah, nah, man. And when we saw each other, man, who is your daddy? Who your daddy? You know, that's the kind of conversation we had, and we hit it off to the point where when he got locked up, I took his mom to rent a couple times. He's probably the only person, you know, being successful. You got a lot of people that call you for things and knowing they don't need it and just abusing your kindness. He's probably one of the very few people in my life, and this is why it hurt me so much, that genuinely supported me. When he called me, it was for something that he really needed. It wasn't for no shoes, it wasn't for no going out. It was for something he really needed to better his life.
Now y'all heard that? Did y'all hear that? He said this man only he called him when it was, you know, when he really needed it. Like I said before, he had money. His family had money. He wasn't poor. Y'all clearly seen him, but he had a nice car. He was right there on the scene. Well, he came there in a nice car. Look at his apparel, everything he had on. He didn't have no. He came there in a nice car. So y'all gotta really pay attention. Y'all gotta pay attention. I'm surprised they didn't tear up that shop. They probably did tear that shop up. The person that called made the call, because that's what led up to all of this right now. Okay, this was all premeditated. Y'all gotta pay attention. Y'all gotta pay attention when y'all out here, and be careful, man, of y'all surroundings. They knew who this man was. Like I said, he was prevalent in the community. He was doing things good. They slandered his character. So let's get back to the interview, because now his friend is speaking on behalf of the family as a spokesperson to clear up the slander and the defamation that's on his friend now. They trying to say he was a scammer. That's what they trying to say he was, to make it justifiable for what happened to him. And no, I'm gonna give y'all the 411. I'm making y'all look at it from a whole nother perspective. You did. So let's get back to it, man.
And when you have people like that in your life, you want to hold on to them, and that was
Right.
one of them people. That's what I live on this most about.
Now, what was your favorite memory of George Floyd? You know, and the reason I ask this is because it's so media can paint whatever picture.
See that?
Really forget that
Y'all heard what I heard he said?
Friend, that this was a worker, that he was a good person. And
That's right.
I
That's
hate the way sometimes media
preach, Envy.
So, what was your favorite memory of George?
Yeah.
Just how even when he didn't have to, when he did have to, he fell off to. He always wanted to be this same person. He wanted to be the protector and provider for everybody. You know, and that was just him. When you from our neighborhoods, okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Neighborhoods, all kind of you have 4 or 5 neighborhoods, and they all get beefing. But you always have one guy,
The
that
mediator.
all the neighborhoods and everybody rock with him. Floyd was that guy. He hung with the robbers and jackals, and nobody couldn't stand him. You know what I'm saying? But Floyd was not involved in that life, so everybody embraced him all around the city, and that's why the city in Houston is so outraged right now, because Floyd.
Now that y'all hear that, y'all heard that. Now every hood has one of those type of people, a standout person. All right, that's an outstanding member right there. All right, that's what that is. That can organize people, okay, and defuse situations. So that's what Mr. Floyd was, and he's in Houston. You see the scene in Houston right now. If y'all watch YouTube, y'all know all the young kids down there is real popular for vlogging right now. Then they still got Jay Prince down there, Scarface, Slim Thug. They got a bunch of entrepreneurs down there, black entrepreneurs down there. He came from a good place, a good upbringing. Okay, he to take care of business in Minnesota. So y'all gotta pay attention, man, for real, and just don't get swayed by what the media is presenting to you because I do media. I went to school to be a reporter after my basketball career, like Stacks Jacks right here. So we're about to get back to the actuality of Stacks Jacks talking about his brother.
He didn't deserve to go out like that. He was in Minnesota changing his life. He
Hear
went out
that?
there to drive trucks to the point where I was just telling you. He
See?
didn't call me for money saying he needed this. He called me for clothes. He didn't ask for no money.
Yeah.
He asked for clothes. You know, and like he was better in his life, and it hates to get to the point where he turning that curve to be better, and this happened.
You know, I just spoke to Attorney Benjamin Crump, and he was telling me, he was like, you know,
Listen up, man.
they said that the police were called because it was allegedly a fake $10 bill, and you look at the video and you say all of that for a $10 bill. What was
See
going through
now,
your mind when
now Envy, he's saying something because that's why I'm saying they're getting the real facts now about they called for a fake $10 bill. He had money. It's a lot of reports. I had the facts wrong too. That is, they was talking about a check, $100 check, $20. Now we getting it right out the source right here. This is DJ Envy, Vote TV. Okay, so they got the scoop. They on the scene now. We involved now, so we know what's going on. They was called out for a $10 bill, like it was a fake $10 bill, and that's led up to all this. Okay, we should be holding that store owner liable for making they call that a false, what they call it, making a false call. Okay, you can't be making up false calls and stuff like that, and that's what happened because the man left the establishment. You didn't have to sell him anything if it was a fake bill. You could just told him to leave the store. Why you gonna call the local authorities? He wasn't stealing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing wrong. If it's a fake bill, just tell the man to leave, and that's it. See, that's what I'm saying. This is all premeditated. So let's get back to the actuality. DJ Envy cracking some real news for y'all right now.
seen that? Because as a father, I'm sitting there and you know my heart is hurting, and I'm like, I can't believe it. It's almost like you want to be there because you want to just push that cop off him and be like, oh.
Yeah.
It makes me angry, dog. It makes me angry, bro. It makes me angry, dog. Because I know how I move, and I show everybody love, man. And I just can't. It just hurt that people have that much hate, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's
I
ridiculous.
get emotional when I see a homeless man on the street that I can't help. That's the type of feelings I have for people. You know what I'm saying? So when I see somebody just be so cruel, man, and it's to the point now, anywhere we feel like we helpless. We can't do nothing about it. So you get so mad, bro. And I work so hard, bro, to get that cloud over me with people calling me a thug and all that shit. I worked hard to get that off me. And as angry as I am and the thoughts I have, I want to do something crazy, but I'm not because I can't jeopardize everything. But at the same time,
That's right.
use my voice. I'm going to stand up as much as I can. I'm going to show up as much as I can. I don't care what's going on because there's three things that I want to have. I want my brother's name to stand the way it should be.
Right.
A lot of times when police do this, they demean your character, they dig up stuff because they really don't know you to overshadow what has happened. I'm not letting that happen. Two, he has two beautiful daughters. They daddy not here to provide for them. They got to take care of those babies. And I know Envy. I didn't make the NBA All-Star teams. I'm not the top 50, but I'm first team all common sense. And I know we're not gonna get the death penalty, but I'm going for it because the only way that they can stop killing us and is if they see one of their own sitting at the chair and fry for something he did, and knowing that could be there. We had to see it. The world had to see it. My brother died. They need the world need to see one of them die. That's the only way we're gonna get justice.
And I was going to ask you that.
Now that's facts right there. He couldn't have said no better because basically everybody's saying what happened, man. And I was looking at Trey and Jay. Shout out to Trey and Jay on Twitch. Two young brothers, they game and they do it big on Twitch, NBA. And they stopped their streams today and they had a Black Matters, all Black Black Matters Lives Matter stream. All lives matter. Black, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And they was saying that why the officer couldn't put his knee in his back. Okay. They already had two other officers holding him down too. Y'all done seen that before, right? It was like 6, 7 officers on the scene. They had one officer doing crowd control. That was the Asian officer, and the other ones they was keeping the crowd control on the other sides that we didn't see. But the other two officers that was right there with him, these officers that arrived at the scene first, they was they was holding the man legs down. He was already detained. They could have used pepper spray. They could have used their batons. They could have used their tasers. They could have used all that stuff, man. They didn't. He didn't have to put that grapple move on him like that. That submission move to kill that man. They didn't have to do that. He was already detained. You hit him in handcuffs. I mean, what more could he do? I mean, nothing. He couldn't do anything. So I agree with what DJ Envy and Stacks is saying. Yeah, man, this got to go to trial, and it's an eye for an eye, man. He committed murder. He know he committed murder because the man was dead, and they said he struck a pose after he got done. This is deeper than what we think it is. Let's get back to the actuality.
What's justice for you? And justice is charged for murder and electric chair.
Yes, and I can't say this because I rather the kids get taken care of and they don't get the electric chair and they just get murdered. They get murdered. I
Yeah.
really have to take care of them kids. Their father's not here, and to be honest, the oldest Gigi, the 6-year-old, she don't even know yet. I just got off the phone with her mom. She haven't even told her yet. This is the type of stuff that they got to go through.
Wow.
And you know what hurt me even more, brother? When I spoke to Benjamin and Crump, and I was like, in the video, which was hard to watch. I mean, my wife, when I say had pains and cramps, because all she could imagine was our kid, our son, our daughter, me. And I heard him screaming, "Mama!" Right? And I was like, how did his mama take it? And he was like, his mom is not here. His mom died.
That's why he was calling them. That's why he was calling them. That's why he was calling. He was calling his kids. I know my brother. He's not gonna make no cry out like that if he's really not in pain. If he's really not scared.
Right.
He's not no scared individual. So for him to cry
Wow.
like that,
Y'all seen my live stream last night. If y'all watched it, I told y'all what had happened to me.
and I hate the world seeing it.
I'm glad I got up out of it because I could have been a statistic.
I get it, and I'm sitting there. So how is his family taking it? How is his girl, his brothers and his sisters? How have you spoken to them? How are they dealing with it? And what are they feeling right now at this time?
Honestly, Envy, our relationship, I didn't even know his sister. I knew his daughter's mother. I know her, and a lot of the homies that's around. And I've been talking to them. You know what I mean? I didn't really have no relationship with his sisters. I had a great relationship with his mom. Because I came through for him sometimes. But rest in peace. But I know it's tough. I know it's tough. But at this point, I'm just worried about them babies. I ain't really worried about nobody else but them babies.
Now, one thing is I told her, I asked Benjamin Crump, Attorney Benjamin Crump, I was like, right now I feel like the world feels like the only way to get through this, to stop this from happening, is civil unrest. I feel like, peaceful protesting is fine, but I feel like they take kindness for weakness. And, one thing I'll never get out of my face and what never get out of my mind is the way that cop was looking. As those people were screaming, "Yo, you're hurting him. He can't breathe," and he was looking at that like that ego got to him. Like hand in his pocket, and they said the reason his hand was probably in his pocket because he could put more pressure on his thigh, And I'm sitting here like that can't be life for us, man. Like that can't be life for these young black individuals out there.
Yeah.
I can't even say young black because he was our age. Like that can't be life for us.
Yeah.
Because, and like I told Attorney Benjamin Crump, you know how many fake bills I have? I don't produce bills. I get paid. Somebody gives me a change. I don't check a $10 bill. I don't check a $20 bill.
Yeah.
That should be a citation.
Man.
That happens to a lot of people.
And then you say he's resisting arrest, so we had to put him down. The videos I seen, I didn't see any resistance.
Yeah.
That's why I asked him what type of person he was. And I'm looking at your Instagram, and I'm looking at him, and people talk about him, and they said he was a gentle giant, a good dude, changing his life. He went there for work. So it's like from what I'm seeing and what they're telling me, it doesn't match.
Right.
And we know he wasn't that. I've always been real with you, Envy. Every time he wasn't that. Boy. I know guys like that. He wasn't that. What they gonna try to paint him out to be? He wasn't that. He might have a background of going to jail, but who don't? I do. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge somebody out there. You go there to be rehabilitated, he'll rehabilitate himself. But they not. I'm not gonna let them do that, bro. And that's exactly what they're gonna try to do. But that's not him. That's not him. And the video shows who he is.
Absolutely. Well, Steven, whatever you need from us, we are here. People who can't be on those front lines,
Yeah.
we're stuck because we want to know what to do. We're in a situation where we're like, well, how can we help? What do we need to do? How can we be your support system? How can we be the family support system? Because I want to make sure that don't happen to my son, my family, my cousins,
Yeah.
me, or anybody else like that. Just to look at that cop's face was just like, I don't give a. And then I don't even know if this is real. When I see the hat and the hat said "Make Whites Great Again," I don't know if that hat is real or that picture, but it just sums up who that person was. And did you hear about
Right.
the cops' history, all the stuff that they've been through before?
Yes. Yes. And why is this? Why is it when they're up and the things they do, all you gotta do is look at it and it's common sense. But they scrutinize things that we do, and it's not even
Yeah.
close. That
Yeah.
stuff is right there in black and white. It's coming. All you have to do is see it. Look at this, the wrong that they're doing. But they have to trump up some wrong to make us look bad.
Yep.
This is the world we living in. This is the world we living in. And this is the world we living in is you have a great athlete, one of the best athletes of all time, that's not guilty for a crime. He dies, and the first thing you bring up is something he's never been guilty for. This is the fucking world we living in. Excuse me, but this is the world we living in, bro.
Yep. So we're gonna end that on that note, but I wanna touch on something else interesting that I heard on the Trey and Jay show on Twitch. Shout out to Trey and Jay. And they young brothers, man. And they was like, I was listening to it from their perspective because I'm DJ Envy and Stats Jacks. Those my constituents, my peers right there. We the 40 boys, man. Okay? So we like mentors now, man. We elders. So, we got to mentor them. We got to make sure we guide the young ones properly. Okay? And that man, he was an elder. And he, like I said, he was a philanthropist. He was doing stuff in the community. He was a rapper. George Floyd, a lot of people don't know a lot about his background. That's why his friend is speaking on his behalf, being a spokesperson for the family because they scrutinize and they slander his name in the public. All right. Now, what Trey and Jay was saying, the reason why you seeing this outbreak and all these riots is because that's the frustration that has built up with the young people because they're not getting a lot of opportunities. They always getting scrutinized. They always under attack by law enforcement. So they was like, the way they look at it is like we gonna attack these corporations so they can see how we feel, so it can send a direct message to these agencies because these big business owners, they donate to these local agencies, these law officials and things like that. They get donations, so they can have people patrol, their areas, okay, because they get these donations. Like that shop right there, you never know. That owner probably was a big donator to that department, that district. So y'all gotta put all these things into perspective. Really analyze and stuff. This is CSI stuff right here. You gotta really analyze things now. This is like Federal Bureau of Investigation stuff. I agree with one of the person that was in Trey and Jay's chat. They was like, the Federal Bureau of Investigations need to be involved. He was like, no, not for the criminal part, yeah, but for the other things, because you got to investigate that whole scene. Because he was charged for, I didn't even know that. DJ Envy just, gave us some information. He was being charged for having a fake bill, a $10 bill. The owner could have just told him to leave the store. He didn't have to call the police. He didn't have to sell him anything. If he did sell him something, now that's the question. Did he purchase anything? Did he purchase anything before he left the store with the fake money? Well, it was a crime now. See, that's the stuff we don't know because we just seen the clips. He was already at his car. He had a nice looking car. He was in the passenger seat. I guess he was putting something in the car. The owner could have said anything. Where was the money at? They got that as evidence, you know, because that was they reasonable doubt thing right there. They had lied. They was lied. They liable now to arrest him and stuff and charge him for fraud. And they were saying that that's a petty crime. That's a citation or whatever, like DJ Envy said. It didn't cause for him to be detained like that. Because he wasn't resisting arrest. Because as you looked at the scene, he was being walked away from his vehicle. He was already in handcuffs. So how was he resisting? He didn't try to run. You had 4 or 5 officers right there. They would have tackled him and all that. Then the officer that had his knee on the man's neck, he was saying when the people kept asking him, like, you know, it was a young brother out there. He was like, yeah, I trained in the academy, and I know what you're doing right now is unethical. It's illegal. You know, that submission move you putting on that man like that, you know. He said, yo, we don't do that in the academy. And he was talking to the young Asian brother, and he was expressing like, you gonna let him do that? You know that ain't right. Y'all don't do stuff like that. Y'all supposed to do stuff like that because y'all weren't trained like that in the academy. I was in the academy too. You know, y'all weren't trained to do things like that. So the senior officer, okay, he was like, we already tried to detain him 10 times. I mean, he already detained. Now you got him on the ground. Like I'm saying, there's other ways you could have went about that. You could have pepper sprayed him if he was trying to, run away or whatever. Y'all got batons. Y'all can use that. Y'all got tasers and stuff like that. Stun guns. Y'all can use that. You ain't gotta. Cause I sat there and watched them stun gun. Old Caucasian woman. Because she had it was on Twitter. She had a expired driver's license. It was something else going on. She had like a ticket or something, and she wasn't supposed to have been driving on that suspension on that suspended license. So the officer wanted her to sign. He was giving her a ticket, and he was like, "This is a $200 ticket, such and such and all this and that." And he was like, "You gotta sign this ticket." She was like, "Oh no, I'm not signing that ticket." He's like, "You can just give me a pass." He said, "We didn't gave you a pass for 6 months already. This is going on a year now." She was like, No, I'm not signing anything." He was like, "If you drive off, ma'am, it's gonna be a felony." She rolled up her window and she tried to drive off. They caught up to her. They asked her to get out the car with their weapons drawn now. They was like, get out the car. It's on Twitter, look it up. Old lady refused his ticket and see what happened. Just type that in. And he was like, get out the car. She rolled down her window and she was resisting. Clearly she was resisting. So the officer grabbed her and pulled her out the car. Then she still was trying to resist while she was on the ground. You know what that officer did? She wasn't in handcuffs. No, he did. He pulled out his stun gun. He was like, "I'm gonna tase you," and tased the woman. And she turned over, and they put the handcuffs on her. This incident right here, the man was already on the ground in handcuffs. They walked him over. Y'all seen that clearly. He was already in handcuffs as they walked him away from the vehicle, and he ended up on the ground. That was the second clip we seen. He was on the ground already. They applied so much pressure, you could see the urination coming out. You seen the urination? Blood was coming from his nose. Like, come on, man. And that man deliberately did that until that man died. After he passed out, he stayed on that man. So what y'all call that, man? What do y'all call that? Okay? But we finna end this podcast, man. We gonna keep going now, okay? Because we not done yet, and I'm not done with the Kobe Bryant case either. So I'm gonna put all those in the end screen. So if y'all want to see what I was talking about in the Kobe Bryant stuff, because I'm trying to get more facts. I got more facts already, you know. But out of respect of the family, it's like I don't want to raise no more, you know, eyebrows about it. But it depends on because now uh, his wife, she's really suing now, you know. And I may give y'all some more facts about this, some stuff that y'all haven't heard yet about the Kobe Bryant case. And Dr. Umar Johnson, he was touching on a lot of stuff, and I still been researching because I told y'all that was my brother. Like these my brothers right here, and they not gonna get away with that. Period. But anyway, man, we finna get up out of here, man. This your boy LC the One, baby. LC the One to be exact. That is AKA Illmatic 124, and not the motherfucking game numbers, man, but my actual jersey number I wore when I was in high school. Rest in peace to Kobe. And my warm up jersey is number 8, same as Kobe's, 24-8. It's on the back of my motherfucking chest. Like I always say, man, keep it pimping and avoid slipping because they will get your motherfucking ass if you slip on that motherfucking banana peel. You dig on time, my man? And like I always say, man, trust remember God. We gonna probably shout out to my LC Nation, my LC gang, my LC crew. I need y'all to like this video, share this video, step back, Kobe Mike, comment on this video, man. Most importantly of all, man, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm your hood anchor, LC the One, baby. To get more exclusive dope content from a pimp play against hustle, all about mine, baby. And like I always say, man, trust remember God, we going to 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Trust now. Hey, if this don't post right away, then y'all know YouTube is still messing with me because they don't let my last post no more. Okay, y'all just gonna have to wait another day or so. I hope it posts right after this. But I done told y'all and y'all heard it here first. But I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Church in them. What? Y'all know I had the boogie before I got up out of here, right? Uh-huh. Yeah. Y'all know it's trill in the game. Let me see them panties. We out. 1.